Welcome back to another video, and today we're working on the Peugeot Expert yet again, and we are going to be sorting out our handbrake issue and find out what's going on with that. Last year's MOT it passed with flying colours, but the year before that it had on there handbrake cables disconnected. So I think this has been a problem for a while. So let's get it stripped down. First thing we're gonna do is pull our broken cowling off. As you can see, it should be a recess in there for a screw, there isn't. And let's see what's going on. Right, well there's the first problem. It's not bolted down for starters. Why that's loose, I've got no idea. So I've just pulled it off because I noticed the hole was full of all sorts. God knows how long that's been down there getting squashed. So, I've had all this out, I've got it back in, found this little rubber thing as well so it's not going to rattle when the handbrake isn't on. I've had all the interior out because it was disgusting. But if you look down there, nothing up with that cable. This is now bolted up. So we can go ahead, throw our new trim on there because the other one was knackered. I'll get the screws back in this and then we'll get underneath, because up here is now working as it should do. So there's the cable. Just noticed as well, there's no brackets for the exhaust. So I'll fix that while I'm under here. I think I'll be able to fix this without spending any money. It literally just popped out. It's not broke. Let's go and pull the handbrake and see what happens. So on the further inspection, I've just had the same fault happen to me. This wire's just pulled through. So obviously we need a new front handbrake cable because that plastic bit's worn out. So it turns out this cable is a Peugeot only cable. The Chinese one off eBay is 80 quid and I don't want a second hand one, so we're going to make a clip for it instead. 10 minutes later, here's the part I've come up with. I think I've outdone myself with that one. Let's see if it actually works. There it is installed. So I've got the fork in there, that's going to now hold the tab on the end of the cable. And then I've cut a sliver in it, drilled a hole in it and bent it round. Let's get it on. And there you have it in situ. That is perfect, that. Not going nowhere, it didn't cost anything. So to finish it off, we're just going to pack it out with some copper grease. I'm just going to push it all in there. Now the main handbrake cable is sorted out. The cables that go into the drums I've had up here and I've been oiling them. All I've been doing is putting a little bit of engine oil down inside the cable. And they've freed off as well, so they can now go back on. So I was just in the middle of adjusting these shoes out and noticed that they've started to delaminate. You don't want that coming off while you're driving because it'll just lock the whole wheel up. I don't really mind doing shoes, a lot of people don't like doing them. I don't find them harder than doing a set of pads and discs. So we've got new shoes on here, took the lip off the drum and I've adjusted it all up so the drum flies on and off, but you can just about hear the shoes. So this is it now with a set of new shoes fully adjusted up. That's right where you want it, that. Solid. Off again. Just hear them touching. That's exactly what you want. So with the mechanical brake repairs carried out, our handbrake is looking a lot better. You've got 4 clicks on that at most. Now the only thing left to do is to investigate our ABS fault. And now I have already threw a sensor on this, just in hopes that it would sort it out. It didn't do much diag work at all, just went and threw a sensor at it. And the sensor itself, I mean, that doesn't look too old to me. So I think someone else has already threw a sensor on it and that's not seen to it. I mean, underneath that black plastic sheet in there, that's brand new. There's no dirt or any sort of dust on that. So someone else has already tried that. Now it's time to actually start looking into what's going on with it. Just rescanned it now to jog my memory of the code. Unfortunately, it's not a nice easy code like an air gap code. An air gap fault is where this sensor screws into the hub or whatever it screws into. Instead of sitting flat, you've got to build up a rust in between the hub and the plastic bit and pushes it out to create a bigger air gap. That's a nice easy fault to fix. But this one here, C1325, what this basically means is something somewhere is not getting a signal. Whether that be a dodgy sensor, one of the modules have gone down, could very well be the pump. Something nice and easy that we can do. Bear in mind, I've already started looking into this and I've put a sensor on it already, so I've done half of this already. But something nice and easy that you can do. Just go into the wheel speed on the live data. Now I already know that we don't have a reading coming from that near side rear before and after I've put a sensor on it. So I'll be able to show you this in motion once we've found and fixed the fault. So the next step here now, I think, is to get the multimeter out and start testing some components. Just having a little look underneath the van now, seeing if I can see anything obvious. There's the new sensor. I've just tested that. I did try to show you, but I had no chance. This is picking up something. Whether or not it's in range, I don't know. But it is reading when you spin the wheel. So if we come up here, our ABS wiring is orange and grey with a white trace on both of them. I'm hoping I've just found the cause to all my problems. We've got the valve missing off the additive tank. We've got all the brackets for the additive tank are all mangled. The additive tank isn't even screwed up. And what I've just discovered is this. Look at the state of this. This has got to be up there with one of the worst repairs I've seen on this van. You've got a piece of household wire wrapped around that to join it together. Now this is the ABS wiring. I'm just going to give them a little tug. That one's gone. So I'm hoping that's the cause of our ABS light. That one's not even got any tape around it. This same loom comes up here and it's been cannibalised up here as well. So in this one loom there's two brakes in it. As you can see, that one's not even connected. We've got more solder joints down here. So if I chop this back to fresh wire and I chop the other one back to fresh wire, it's going to be too short. And if I put a piece in here and a piece back there, we're then going to have 4 solder joints in one line, which is no good because then you start altering the resistance of things. So it looks like I'm off to go and get a wiring loom. So here is my replacement wiring loom. I went there with all intentions of unplugging everything, but after 10 minutes of being underneath the van I soon realised this is the whole loom. It doesn't connect to anything, it's all in one. So this is off. Another Peugeot expert. But as we can see, we've only got 9 wires. These heavy gauge wires, we don't have anything like that on ours. So we only need 9 out of these couple here. And I must have looked at about 8 vans. Every single one had this bit of the loom broke off, and they're all in relatively the same place. Even the one on the van is broke off in this place. So it's a bit of a shame. I'm going to have to put this in 2 pieces. I would have liked to have just been able to plug this bit in, but yeah, it's not going to be that easy. So I've got 2 of them here. Them 2 are broke, and this is the one on the van, and this has gone in the same place as well. So I'm just in the midst of stripping this wiring loom and getting what we need. I'm glad I didn't get a whole wiring loom because it wouldn't have fitted anyway. Look at all this that does not match. Don't have anything on there with that heavy gauge wire. So I've narrowed it down to these. 2 of these twisted ones, they're going to be for near side and offside via ABS sensors. We've got 2 heavier gauge wires, and we've got 3 smaller gauge wires. And just like that, we have what we need. There's the stuff we don't need. Now time to get this wrapped back up Here's our replacement loom, ready to go. Taped it all up. Now it's time to get this in place and start chopping the wires on the van. Just getting set up here now. And we're going to start cutting this back until we've got fresh wire. We've got two wires that are the same colour, but fortunately the one that's still connected is a slightly heavier gauge, so you can still tell them two apart. This wiring is actually supposed to be routed behind the brake servo, so hopefully I can get it routed properly when it goes back together. There you go, just see it poking its head out there now. No chance. Got the wiring routed properly now. You have to chop a little bit of it off to make it sit better. I've got the wiring on the chassis all stripped back, and I'm just stripping the new loom now. I'm just about to do the first solder now. The one I'm starting with is the yellow one. Reason being, this is the only one that actually matches up. So this is for the brake pad wear sensor. Unfortunately, I've not got no flux today. That would make the solder just flow on a little bit better. With the solder on, just a little trick to get rid of them big blobs. Heat it up and give it a flick. Well, hopefully you're seeing that little bit of solder come off then. All that's going to do is remove any big blobs that we don't need. Slide over our shrink wrap. Don't forget to put this on before you do the solder. I've done that before, and I had to unsolder everything just to put the shrink wrap on. And just like that, we have our first wiring repair. That is solid. That's not going to go anywhere. Got no big blobs of solder that are going to alter the resistance. That's going to be watertight once I get it in the loom and wrap it up. So let's move on to the rest of them. Just moving on to the second wire here now, and we've got white to white on these. Same again, get a little bit on the iron. Heat the copper up and it should flow into the copper. That is a very nice join now. Pull your shrink wrap down, heat it up. And that's another one done. I'm going to crack on with the rest of them now. And now it's time to hide our masterpiece, wrap it all up, put it in this split conduit and slide it back down. It's a shame to hide them because they're excellent solder joints then. So I've got the top side all done now. Got it all wrapped back up. This is where it should have been going beforehand. Down there, behind the servo. Comes out down here. I've wrapped our T up as well. So now this has set the length for the wiring. That's going to be soldered up underneath. And here is the joint underneath the van. Got our new loom. Joins into our old one. So I'm going to wrap this off now and then tie it to the body. And here is the end result. It's in that channel that it should be in. Cable tied to the correct bracket. It's supposed to be on a clip here, but they're single use, so it's cable tied up there. And I've gone along the old thing with insulation tape so no water's going to get in there. I've just finished the final bit of wiring off. It's joined underneath this rubber. I've got the sleeving on there as well, so you can't even tell. And that plugs into a new set of pads and discs. So that's a vast improvement compared to what's come off it. Let's just have a look at a couple of these. That one has been twisted and taped. That one's been twisted and taped. Stay to them. This one's my favourite. Little bit of household wire there, wrapping it together. Even the ones that they've tried to solder, they're shoddy as well. Just one blob of solder on it, it's not even gone through both wires. Just getting ready to drop it down now. Sorted the exhaust out while I was under here. We've got that mount welded. That one. We've got this one all welded up. So it's solid now. With our repair done, let's get in it and see if we can see any live data. So it's a good system, ABS. I've done mechanical repairs in the past, like wheel bearings, and the light's turned itself off. So I'm sure now when I start this up, now it's getting a signal. I won't even have to clear any codes. And just like that, we've defeated another warning lamp. But we're still going to plug into it and I'll show you the live data. So we've got the menu here for the wheel speeds. Go ahead and spin that wheel up. There's the one that we had a trouble code for. And that one's now reading. So that confirms that we've fixed the fault. Okay, so now that we've fixed it, let's go and put it to the test. Okay, so I think we've come to a conclusion that there's no more faults with the brakes after that. So that brings us to an end. If you liked the video, leave a like, don't forget to comment, and make sure to subscribe so I can catch you in the next one. Thanks for watching.